massive hit. Oh, they've clipped. Off. How he held on to that, I don't know. This is the biggest crash in RGL history. He's out of control and into the wall. Brace yourselves, this is going to be action-packed. Hi and welcome to the RGL Forza Championships 2013 round 6 for the V8 Supercar series. This is a super round here. Start of the enduro season. This was going to be a longer race of 17 or 18 laps around the Road Atlanta circuit, but looking to mix things up a bit, they've gone with the traditional reverse grid second race setup, so a lot of action coming your way. There will be a separate video with the reverse grid race coming out at the same time, so look for that. Please watch these in order, always the best way to do it. And this is going to be a very interesting as far as the championships go. So the drivers will win half the points in this race and half the points in the other, so where you'd win 150 points for first place, instead it would be 75 and 75. Wherever it was unable to split the points evenly, the majority of the points would be won in this race here, the traditional format. So Road Atlanta, a very fast track, just a couple of slow corners at the bottom of the circuit, and then also going into the turn 10-11 chicane area just before heading over the hill and the bridge. So very fast, but also very easy to get something wrong and ruin your race. And a big surprise here with Jake Mo, absolutely blitzing the field by over half a second on the next closest with Bretley. So he has done some work with the Dude 67 Race Shop Commodore, and Twisty find himself in unfamiliar territory there in P4, right behind Catters. But look at that, not even a second splitting between P2 and P8. So very close between all these front runners. And even if you include you watching at P9 and Bretley, they're all within a second of each other. Highboy not that far either. Then we start to jump out a little bit with Scavenger, Go Hard and Pistol Fit. Queensland Rum Runner and Relentless unable to make it to this round, which is a bit unfortunate, but let's see what happens. Let's get this race underway. 9 laps. It's going to be very fast paced. 2 lights, 3 lights. Jake Mo leading the way. A very soft start by everyone, but their gears are hitting in now, and Jake Mo looks like he should cover his position into that first turn. Catter's got the line on Twisty, but I think Twisty's got a bit more pace going around the outside, and a few bits of nose to tail action in that first corner. Always a little bit hard. Going through this next section is very difficult to judge speed wise. Try not to cut through that chicane excessively. Whoa, Bretley just a little bit wide. Great shot here of all the cars filing through the circuit, down and up the hill through turn 7, coming up into turn 8 next. And someone looking to make the move. I think that was Ninja looking to make a move on one of the Taztec drivers. And now onto the massive back straight. It is a straight, even though there's some very slight corners in it. But oh, Scavenger around and around, and Pistol Fit coming in, hitting the side of him there. We'll have to get another look at that to see what happened. I believe Pistol Fit was involved. And heading now down into the hardest braking section of the track, turn 10, after coming down the hill. And Bretley's made the move on Jake Mo. Might get another shot of that pass. And looks like Recoil's dropped out of the picture a little bit there, maybe. I could be wrong. But now Twisty with the move. So Jake Mo, he's lost his rhythm heading into that the end of the track. But Jake Mo coming back at Twisty. who has the fastest lap. And look at that, bumper to bumper. And Jake Mo's managed to wrestle back second place. You'd be pretty disappointed if he started dropping that many spots so early on after performing well in the qualifying. He has a very fast car. It's going to take the best efforts of Bretley and Twisty to keep this driver at bay. And let's have a look at this replay now. So this is Bretley on Jake Mo, so around the outside, under brakes. Jake Mo hasn't really pushed too hard to defend. But then I think Jake Mo must have got a little bit sideways. This is pistol fit, and there's the dive. Just a little bit too late on the brakes, sending Scavenger around. Go Hard out on the grass to avoid any contact there, but he's managed to gain 2 spots from that. And this is the top view, so yeah, just a little bit of a misjudgment on the brakes. And spun the Screwdrivers Racing car around, and here he is right on the back of Go Hard now. So he's regained his composure. Pistol Fit hasn't, by the look of it. He's a little way back. And it's very fast. The final turn is extremely fast. Again, you get that wrong, you hit that tyre barrier and it's almost race over. Bretley with the next fastest lap. Heading very close to the 1:22 mark already. We've got lap 3 of 9 now, so 1/3 of the way there. And Scavenger will look to get past Go Hard, I think, with this sort of momentum. Coming down into turn 6 and 7 under brakes. As contact. Go Hard seemed to be going through that area fairly slow then for that to have happened. Braking a bit early, but Scavenger's got damage. Smoke pouring out of the back of his car. He'll have to pit at the end of this lap. He's got no choice. Pistol Fit making some big gains. And Scavenger, I think, could have made a spot there on Go Hard, but has done the right thing. Made the contact and redressed it on track, which is great. Bretley now. Got a gap on Twisty by the look of it. I believe Jake Mo has pitted. So that'll explain his disappearance just there. And Catter's climbing up on the back of twisty corners. So we're starting to see some mixed results or mixed moments within the V8 Supercar series now. Starting with Jake Mo obviously with the pole position, but now Catter's again, like mentioned, hitting his straps and starting to perform really well after a very shaky start to the season. And normally hasn't been up at this area to be able to challenge these 2 front runners in the championship. You see now, so Twisty's got a fair bit of work to do if he wants to get back within contention for first place. He really needs to be on the back of Bretley. Otherwise, if Jake... Oh, okay, something's happened here. Alcimo, lots of damage. Doesn't look like it on the car, but a lot of smoke pouring out. And that car sounds very, very sick. There goes Pistol Fit, so he is effectively in last or second last place. He's had an incident with someone, so they must have been affected too. Now on board with Highboy, and you're watching following him into the turn 10-11 complex. And Highboy just peeling over the right. That means he will be going for a pit entry. The drivers do have to pit fairly early on. There's yellow dash marks that start just below the bridge where they have to begin their entry into pit lane. And Twisty with a very quick time, a 1:23.044. So again, getting that bit closer, outdoing his qualifying time, which means he's on song. But Bretley mustn't have been too far off that either, because he hasn't made any big gains from all that, but has peeled away from Catters in the Screwdriver Racing Commodore. Reaching the halfway mark, get a look at this. Must be what's happened with Alcimo. What is that? Here's Alcimo, and we have yet another lag moment that's seeming to plague this Tier 1 Championship, and I believe that is Ninja. So let's have a look now. On board with Ninja, and look at that. So Alcimo is way up ahead, and then all of a sudden, bam! Because Alcimo was just ahead of Ninja heading into turn 8, so that is very unfortunate and has killed both of their races effectively, because that is a lot of damage. Back with our front runners. Bretley just up ahead of Twisty coming around turn 1. Now Jake Mose, look at that, into the 122s. So he is on the hunt somewhere on this racetrack. These guys better get a move along. And I would, if it was me, I would be looking to pit ASAP to try and get out before Jake Mo can get too many more of those laps in, because others here will make the passes without even having to attempt it on the track. Need to get back out, get in front of him, and try and defend that position as best you can, otherwise it is gone. So maybe these drivers will respond if their pit crews are watching. We're only doing one of these leaderboard updates for these shorter races, so check them out and see where the drivers are at. Jake Mo already in 5th after pitting. He's leading those that have pitted by a fair bit, and not too far behind you watching at this rate. Meanwhile, Gundam and Highboy haven't managed to make any inroads from their starting positions. And Pistol Fit and Scavenger go hard as well, benefiting from the unfortunate lag incident with Ninja and Alcimo. And just as I've said it, Twisty has peeled off into pit lane, as has Catters. Bretley's opted to stay out. So Bretley must be pretty happy with the speed that he's doing. Probably thinking it's comparable to Jake Mo, but he's just done another fastest lap again. A 1:22.604. He's only getting faster, and now Bretley's starting to come up on the back markers. He's filed in ahead of Alcimo and Ninja, who had pitted after their incident. He's only got this lap and 1 to go before he has to make the pit stop. And he won't want to get stuck behind these back markers right now. And there you can see Alcimo coming into view. So Bretley, the last one of the front runners to pit. We'll find out just how well he's done compared to Jake Mo if he managed to pit on this lap. Coming up right onto the back of Gohard now, and looking to make a pass. Gohard hasn't really, I suppose, done the right thing there. He's slowed Bretley up a bit. Now Bretley's going into pit lane, so they're all reacting to Jake Mo's pace. Now here he is. He's on the back straight already, and he must be feeling very confident after belting out 2 of the fastest laps. And there's Bretley. It's a very long pit lane, runs the entire length of the straight. And Jake Mo just heading down onto the front straight as well. And he'll have all the momentum. And he has got this in the bag. There he goes, past Bretley, well and truly. So he did pit a bit when he was trailing Bretley, and he's managed to get the jump on him by probably about 2 seconds almost. And hopefully in the background we will see Twisty and Catters. Where are they at the moment? No, we didn't, so tell us about. And that lap he just completed there, 1:22.404. So 3 laps under the 1:23 mark. And just a lap and a half to go, and we could just see ourselves a new winner in the V8 Supercar Series. Look at that, absolutely tearing it up, way ahead of Bretley. Twisty corners, and Catters a fair bit behind again. So a powerhouse performance from the Dude 67 Race Shop Commodore. It's the only team that has the 1 driver in it, and has done pretty well, all things considered. There's been quite a few moments where Jake Mo's qualified poorly but managed to gain a ton of positions during the race and ended up with your 4th and 5th positions. This time round he's taken it one step further. Is this a sign of things to come? Who knows? Here on board with you watching, in between Recoil and Gundam sporting the pink livery. And now he's all over you watching, looking for a move, trying to find some space on the track. He's got the possibility under brakes on the turn 8, otherwise he may have to try and do it at the end of the back straight going into turn 10 and 11. Great angle that is. You can really see the speed of these cars, and it's fantastic racing, especially when you can see this where the guys are within inches of each other and managing not to interfere with each other's races or cause an incident. It's great to watch. So has Gundam got the momentum going into this turn? Coming down the hill now, under brakes, but looks like Yuwatchin's got it. Here's Jake Mo. He has done it. The newest winner in the series. Congratulations. He'll be pretty happy with that. And Brettley not too far behind, but they do realise that this puts them at the back of the grid for the next race. So a great performance here, but it means a lot of work in race 7, which we will be coming up with soon. Now there's the points as you see them. So as mentioned, half the points won at the moment, so you know, even if you come 4th or 5th, you're not getting absolutely smashed out of the water with points. You've always got a chance to recoup them in the next race. Go hard, eventually getting swamped there by a Ninja and Alcimo. So that ends race 6. We will look to race 7 in just a moment, where we are bound to see plenty of fireworks as we normally have in previous seasons with the reverse grid. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next race. Goodbye.